Hello and welcome to the another edition of the Last Thoughts Blog where we preview Saturday's home game against Millwall. It's another really tough game for us as Millwall come off the back of two straight wins against Scunthorpe and Shrewsbury. It's crunch time now for these players. They've got to step up to the plate where the results went for us last night with Millwall, Saturday's opponents, beating Shrewsbury, and Port Vale's goal difference meaning that we've actually moved up a place as a result of yesterday night's football. And yeah, like I say, it's about time our players start stepping up to the plate and be counted. We're running out of time. We all know that if a lot of our fans know that if we get a result, it's just not going to happen. It's written that Edinburgh's going to be the one to relegate us. So effectively, in my opinion, we've got to win 2 of these next 4 matches, and we've got to start putting. We're good at talking as a football club. We need to start acting, and it's important we do that Saturday.
Yeah, agreed. We've got 4 huge games, and we sort of just don't. But at the minute, we don't know where next win's coming from. But every time we do one of these previews, whether it's me or James or whoever else, I think that the first sentence is coming off the back of another loss, and that seems to be like a pattern, which is, if it continues, the only way's down. It's just that way at the minute anyway. So yeah, if we could have had an easy opponent to play on Saturday, but like Cody said in the other week, if we can't turn up and perform against a team like our rivals and a big game like this, and we don't deserve to be out there. And I think that's like spot on, to be honest. I mean, if these players have got any sort of fight, then they put on a really big performance on Saturday and try and get the win. But at the minute, I can't really see that happening. It's a problem. But I don't know, pick the right team, play with an actual desire for a change, we might get somewhere. But all depends really on what Gillingham's side turn up, really. Whether we've got a tight side that turn up and actually fight to win a point, or a team that start well, go 1-0 down, let's roll over the rest of the game, and it's just another game, another missed opportunity. And it's another game like last week where we need 3 points. Had we had won last week, which obviously we failed to do, if we had done that, then I thought today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, that day, we could probably afford to draw. But the fact is, we lost another game of football, and this means this one's now a must win. If we won last week, as I say, probably take a point today, but today, Saturday, backing up. But, as it is, every game's a must win at the minute, and I just don't really see where the next win's coming from, which is the problem. But, as Liam said, we got lucky with the results yesterday, but the results mean nothing really unless we capitalise on it and have our own positive results.
Yeah, I mean, in terms we've joint picked a team for Saturday's game. I think we're going to start with both agreed that Thomas Holy should keep his place despite his error leading to the MK Dons winner last week. I want to point out that whilst he shouldn't have come for the cross, which resulted in a goal, that our 2 centre halves, Zesh Raymond and Max Amer, who we both picked again in this team, and perhaps lucky to. Amer especially lucky to keep his place, I think, personally. But if he does keep his place, but the ball, Dean Lewington scored the goal, and the ball's looping up, and they've just stopped and let the ball just drop into the net rather than just try and get it off the line. Do what you got to do. I mean, we're in a relegation battle here. It's really time to step up for these players. Do what you got to do. You got to hit the ball against the crossbar if you need to. Over a kick off the line. Do what you need to do. It's a relegation battle, and I thought their efforts in stopping that goal last week were pretty pathetic, if I'm honest.
Especially after spending the whole half pushing, trying to get back into the game, and just letting it go as easy as that. We had after we equalised, we had one thing to defend for the whole game. After that, we just couldn't do it. One thing was like one ball into the box, can't deal with it, and next minute it's looping in the air, and our 2 defenders. I don't know whether they got in the way of each other. I think Raymond was appealing for a foul instead of trying to actually head it out, which is stupid. He played to the whistle, no fouls given, he just left it there. Next minute it's in the net, and then oh dear, we've lost the game again. But if you don't perform like good footballers, you will not get good performances. And if we've got a right back, Ryan Jackson, because we have no other right back, and not that he wouldn't start if we had a right back, he might do, but he wasn't as bad as certain other players last week. I think, especially as we're not blessed in that position with Scott Wagstaff being injured again, We have no one really who can just fill that void if he wasn't there. But yeah, I mean, I won't dig him out too much over last week, but the main thing is he's our only option to play right back, so there's no one else we can put there. Hopefully he actually steps up and has an alright game. And yeah, well, he needs to have more than the right game actually, should I say, so there's everyone if we're actually going to beat them. But yeah, no other options there, so he's right back. And left back, we don't actually have a left back, so we have to play our centre back. They're Josh Larger there because a certain someone thought it'd be funny to release our only fit left back so we could have a centre back playing there instead. Because, you know, in a relegation fight, that's always a fun thing to do. And that left back's now playing at Billericay. It wasn't particularly amazing, don't get it wrong, but he's a left back, he plays a left back, so we got rid of him, so our centre back can play there instead. We have no one in our squad who is a natural left back, except for Garmson, but he's in a wheelchair half the time, so it's not very interesting or relevant to compare the two. Midfield.
On to midfield, in the centre of the park we've got Josh Wright and Mark Byrne. I think that Josh Wright's guaranteed starter. We see how much, obviously we lost the game last week and didn't cover ourselves in any glory, but in the two games that Josh Wright missed against Bolton and Rochdale, we conceded 8 goals. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. I think he's a leader out on the pitch. We haven't got many. We've got 1 or 2 perhaps, and I think he's one of them. And with Mark Byrne, he'll offer you that energy in the park. Perhaps he is just an okay midfielder that just does the job, but I don't see anyone else starting ahead of him, to be honest.
No. I mean, who else we got that could play that? What's a Davey?
Heston Tyler perhaps could come in. He hasn't played for a while,
but I wouldn't put either of them in for Wright, especially this time of the season. Next to him, Mark Byrne. He had an alright game last week. At the beginning of the season, I thought he was actually one of our better players, but he sort of got frozen out for a while. He's come back in a bit now. He's played consistently over the last month, I'd say. Yeah, I think he's someone you have to pick, really. I don't think Heston Tyler or Davies should be ahead of him. And yeah, he shows some fight. As you can see, he cares. Like how annoyed he got with the Sesh man at England last week when that goal went in. So he cares, and he's going to put himself about and try his best. And I don't think there's really anyone else who can put in ahead of him. We've got this is a 4-4-2 formation, by the way. So we've got a left midfielder and a right midfielder now. We've gone with right. We'll talk about left midfielder first. Lee Martin, who's had probably one of the worst seasons in his whole footballing career, to be honest. Injured for 3/4 of it, comes back, and yeah, he doesn't look fully fit, but he gives it his all, to be fair. I mean, he got an assist last week. He has. I don't think he's played a game since he come out which has been looked outstanding from what I've seen anyway. But you know, I think that he's down to he's come back with 6 months early.
Yeah, I think that says a lot about him that he's able to get back 6 months ahead of schedule to play for us. And I think if we have perhaps more Lee Martin characters in this team, where would we be? I think we'd be higher than 19th. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think next season will be a good season for him, to be honest, whether league we're in, especially if we're in League 2, do well in that league. But yeah, it's been a season to forget for him, really. Right midfield is a player we signed in January and only made his debut 2 weeks ago. Masterclass sign, obviously. Harry Cornick, who is a right midfielder and has been played the last 2 games in striker against Peterborough and MK Dons, 2 games where he's lost. And he's been playing as a striker, which isn't his actual position, and hopefully we'll get to see him play as a right midfielder. I think we've got better options than to play him up front with Cody. I don't think that's necessary at all, especially last week we had the options to someone else play up front with Cody, but we played him there anyway. And he didn't affect the game much being up front. I think we moved into right mid at some point in the second half, didn't we? And he started getting more into it, but he went off about 70 minutes or so. But yeah, if he plays right mid, we'll actually see what he can do in his actual natural position rather than having him up front. I mean, I'm sure when he finally got into the team, he doesn't want to make his debut playing up front as a right midfielder. I mean, he wants to make the biggest impact he can. He can't make a huge impact playing in a position that's not natural to him.
Yeah, definitely. We've got to start playing players in their favoured positions, if possible. Obviously, with like Deji Oshalaja at left back, that can't be helped because we've got no left backs apart from the Aaron Simpson, which Pennock's not going to take that gamble and just throw him in, which I can understand, to be honest. terms of Cornick, yeah, he's come in. He's a Premier League loanee. Comes in at right midfield, playing there. It's like it sounds simple, but we're not doing it. We're playing him up front. We're playing him centre midfield. I think we played him for a little bit. I might be wrong on that, but it looked like it to me.
I think we played more or less every player in every other position
Yeah,
this season.
apart from their own. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, when we go to 2 strikers, one I think is a certain choice, and that's Cody.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
because I don't think he's droppable this time of the season. He's the only one that starts scoring from 1 strikers. He scored last week. Should have really scored immediately after. Actually, got a 1-on-1, which played through by Dak, and obviously he's going to be a miss not playing midfield. I mean, we lose our main creative spark, and yeah, whether Cody will get the same service the next couple of games, I don't know with him not being there. But yeah, he looks like the only one scoring last week really, and it's going to be our main reliance on Saturday to get a goal. But yeah, as I say, without a creative spark, it'd be a lot harder. Next to him, we've got Josh Parker.
Yeah, Josh Parker. I think as I said before, that like Millwall have got strong players all over the pitch, and that includes in defence. Players like Tony Craig, Byron Webster. Joe Quigley's just not going to compete with them. I mean, since Southend at home, he's not put himself about at all. Went to Bury and he didn't do anything. I appreciate that he's coming back from a bad injury, but we need players that can come in and do a job up front, and I think Josh Parker's best suited to that, because at least he'll put himself about a bit, irrespective of his size. He does hold the ball up, and ultimately that'll be that. Hopefully, quite a simple way of looking at it. But if he can hold the ball up, hopefully McDonald can benefit from that.
Right, we're going to finish with some questions that got sent in from Lee Clifton, the Fon blog. He's the guy who also does blogging, pen and paper guy. We all love him. Said, if you could bring back one former Gillingham player to play in the last 5 games of the season, who would you bring back?
That's a really good question. I thought about it a couple of hours ago when it was sent in. The first name that comes to my head was actually Adam Barrett, centre half. Absolutely great in that title win, leader, captain, legend, whatever you want to call him. But then I thought about that we've got more than just one bad defender. So if Barrett come in, you'd still have the problem with Zesh Raymond can't defend, Aymer can't defend, and as a back 4 they can't defend. So actually I've actually gone for perhaps a surprise inclusion. I'd go for Andy Frampton, because I think we lack a real strong defensive midfield player, and Andy Frampton would offer that for sure.
Yeah, I think it's quite a good picture of that. I'd gone for Simon King, or maybe even Adrian Pennock. I might bring him back. No, we've had enough of him already. No, I'll go Simon King on the basis that obviously he won at Wembley, which is over there. And yeah, he's a really strong leader, and both our choices really go towards this leader. We need someone out there who can actually lead the team and get people going, and I just don't think we have that at the minute. Like, Max Saber's the captain, but I don't think he's captain material at all. Like, he's every time I've seen conceded a goal recently, I haven't seen him like go to the ball and say, come on. He's sort of just trudging back to his position, like, not really being vocal at all. Whereas I like seeing his choice, Andy Frampton and Simon King, both people who talk, they're talkers, like get people like if we can see the guys like Commons get back into it, and they will, but I don't think we've got anyone in the team who can actually do that at the minute.
No, we lack leaders, we lack motivators, and both our players give that for sure.
Alright, we'll do a couple more. From Dom Ballard, they said, will Pennock still be a Mong and stick with the same formation with Dak suspended? Well, by our 11 we'd hope not, but I don't know who else he'd play in a cam position really. I'd hope, well, I suppose even he can find a way, can't he? I would say no on the basis that I don't think he'd be that stupid, but then again it wouldn't surprise me either.
No, again I agree. I don't think he'll. I think he will change the system, because a massive part of that system, like with that number 10 role, accommodates Bradley Dack, and with him being out, I don't see him just simply slotting someone into that position. I mean, who could realistically play there? I don't think Osadebe probably could. I don't think he's perhaps got the tactical intelligence to play there. Oldacre, he's been frozen out, so it's not going to happen. I wouldn't mind seeing him there, but it's just not going to happen. Wagstaff's injured, and I think he's struggling after that for a number 10. I think Billy Knott would have done, but obviously he's out on loan at the moment. So yeah, I don't think he'll I think he'll change the system, and I don't think he'll stick with it. Obviously.
There are a couple ones here that just take like a second to answer. There's one from Lee Clifton again, saying, would you start Joe Quigley, Josh Parker alongside both of them with Cody McDonald? No, wouldn't play all three of them.
No, certainly not. It's got to be one or the other. And in my opinion, it's got to be Josh Parker alongside Cody McDonald.
Right, we've got Mark Warder is a boss. He's on quite a few of Matt's videos from Chills in the Blood, and he said, do you guys still get excited about going to games? I've been going for 15 years now and I've seen a lot of rubbish, but this season is the first time I've not enjoyed going. Kind of. From where I am, I don't live back in Gillingham or in Kent at the minute. So I suppose I enjoy going back, like going home to watch games, sort of seeing people from back home. But I feel like I'm more excited about what's surroundings of the games, like seeing your mates and having a pint and all that stuff, instead of actually going to the game. I mean, it's all well and good until the football starts, but then you go and watch the game because you love the club and etc. So just because you don't enjoy what you're watching doesn't mean you should stop going. But yeah, I suppose I do get excited and get quiet. I don't know. During the week, so if we're at home and I'm here, I'll probably will go back and watch it. I've been to quite a few games in the past month or so. But yeah, not seeing great football in that time, but I still enjoy coming back to like the games and stuff, really.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'll still get the buzzer going, but I think I definitely prefer away matches to home matches for sure. Some home matches are less bad, worse than others, obviously, in terms of looking forward to it. Saturday with a big crowd, big home crowd, you'd expect. Even though we're doing poorly, you'd still expect a reasonably big home crowd. Millwall going to bring over 2,000 fans. It's going to be set up to be a good atmosphere, hopefully a good game. They're the games you sort of look forward to in the season. Your Sheffield United, your Charltons, your Millwalls at home. Less so with your Chesterfields and Oldhams and things like that. But yeah, still get the buzzer going, but it's difficult at the minute because of the team that we got. And if anyone knows me, I'm not a fan of this team at all, and I can't wait for it to be scrapped in the summer, to be honest. Hopefully it's ripped apart in the summer.
Carl Pont says, have you recovered from celebrating and falling over after Saturday? Yeah, I recovered a minute later and we conceded again.
Yeah.
Didn't have very long to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's been better moments in the season, but that was a good moment when Josh Wright scored the goal.
It's a shame it was so short-lived.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's so short-lived, because even though we needed to win the game, if you're getting a point after drawing 2-2, getting with a last-minute penalty, it's going to improve your mood. It's going to improve the supporters' outlook on the rest of the season, I think.
We'll do one more. So, Sam Johnson says, not particularly a question, but I'd like to see your thoughts on next season if we keep Pennock, whether he'll bring in some good names depending on what league we're in.
One thing I will say is this, in terms of Pennock's sort of player recruitment, whilst he hasn't brought in some spectacular signings by any means, but my biggest fear is that since he's been here, he's let go Billy Knott out on loan, Emmanuel Thomas has gone back, even though we're still paying his wages till May the 20th, which I find bizarre that he's actually gone back and still paying his wages. And obviously Paul Konchesky, who's gone to Billericay now. They're three of our real biggest players, biggest perhaps characters, and it sort of shows that it indicates that he can't manage them. So
can't do a big egos.
Exactly. Well, that's what it suggests. So looking at next season, if he's still here, it's like, who are we going to bring in? Are we just going to bring in a team of grafters? Well, I think you need a bit more than that. I love seeing players play for the shirt, what have you, but you need more than just passion merchants.
So if I was playing, I've got a lot of passion, but I'm shit, so I wouldn't make a difference in the long run. Surely in Wood in goal.
Of course would.
There's one more from Boz again, said about Noel and Bow and whether you'd play him at this sort of time of the season. I'd say yeah, because we've got nothing else to lose. Well, may as well. Why not? Play anyone.
Yeah.
I think his goal scoring record speaks for itself as well, even if it's at a lesser level. Yeah, I'd definitely play him.
I think he's with the goals he scores at the youth team level, he's going to be full of confidence. And I mean, our strikers are hardly firing on all cylinders, are they? I mean, McDonald's just about into double figures, which fair play to him. Like, he's starting to prove me wrong. I was questioning, do we give him a new contract end of the season? He's starting to sort of win me round on that, I think, because since I said that, he scored at Swindon, he scored at Bury, and he scored at MK last week, and he's really trying hard for the team in a team that does look at a lot of the time disinterested, which is a big thing for me, I think. So yeah, in terms of getting Mbo involved, I think I would get him much closer to the first team. I think Greg Cundall's another one we need to watch out for as well.
Yeah, just about wraps it up. To be honest, we've talked about what we want. It's bad. We'll talk about as bad as it was last week and how bad it could get this week. But I was going to prediction. I'm going to be. Well, I want to be optimistic, but I think we're probably going to lose 2-1. To be honest.
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say that we're going to pull out a Southend home performance and we're going to win 2-1 on Saturday.
Alright, well, thanks for watching. I'm sure someone will have a match day experience up on Saturday and up with Chills.